So we just walked a little bit up Melrose in N.D.G. We got some people talking to police officers. They were walking. Looks like there's, police ribbon blocking off the street. So let's just walk up here and see if we can see what might be going on. Okay, see a fair number of branches down. Looks like a fire truck up there now that I get a closer look at things. So we'll just come past the police car here and have a look up the street. So, fire truck. Can't zoom in too much. Well, actually, he's not doing too badly here. Using some digital zoom here. So yeah, we got a fire truck, some firemen, and the fire truck's like parked, across the street, like perpendicular. Saw a light going off, so maybe something happening in one of the houses. They may be dealing with wires. It looks like, actually, I'm looking up here. It looks what it appears to be a wire down, but it's not absolutely clear. It's quite dark. The only light I have is from the police car headlights. So yeah, something going on here on Melrose, above Sherbrooke and N.D.G. Fire truck, firemen. The area's taped off. Quite a few branches down, that's for sure. We got a fireman walking towards me with a light. Let's zoom in here again. So that's my maximum digital zoom. And definitely something going on here in terms of emergency services. Oh, I hear the chainsaw starting up. So it looks like they're going to cut some branches. Or perhaps I should say it sounds like they're going to cut some branches. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, now I got it closer. My eyes are adjusting. Let's boost the ISO here so we get a better look at. So we got this branch in the middle of the road hanging down, and it's hanging on a power line. So that's definitely part of the problem. And there's no doubt other problems, but we've clearly got a large branch standing upright in the middle of the road, and it's essentially hanging from a power line. So that obviously could pose some problems, and that's certainly why we don't see any power on the street. No doubt the power's shut off so that the emergency crews can deal with the problems with the power lines without getting electrocuted. So that explains, I think, a little bit of what's going on here on Melrose above Sherbrooke and N.D.G. after the storm we had in Montreal on August 22nd in the afternoon, the day after the partial solar eclipse. So it's just one act of God after another. Anywho, I'm pretty sure they're going to start cutting something here, as I thought I heard them starting up a chainsaw. I got some firemen walking this way with lights. They're maybe checking the buildings and making sure everything's okay in terms of the buildings. They're shining lights on the front of the buildings. Let's have another look at the police cruiser here. And another look back up the street. So it looks like they're just assessing the situation at the moment. But this is clearly one of the more serious problems at hand. And I see another fireman on the porch over there on the right. So you know, basically a bunch of firemen checking the buildings. Basically knocking on the door, see if anyone's at home. I have to say I'm pretty happy with my little camera here. It's doing a pretty good job. It's not the most... Okay, so the fireman's talking to someone. The other one's coming up here. So these are Montreal emergency services at work. Firemen, police, following the severe thunderstorm we had in Montreal earlier today. And it looks like they're just making sure everyone's okay. And I'm surprised there's no mainstream media here, because this is actually, or at least some of the action is. And so the firemen are just talking with the residents, making sure everything's okay, maybe giving them information they need to have about safety, and perhaps also, you know, when they expect power to be restored and that sort of thing. I just heard them mention Hydro-Quebec, so they're obviously talking about the power situation. But yeah, this branch here is definitely problematic. Got the firemen going up to the other residents here, knocking on the door. So I'm looking here, we got 9 minutes worth of video. Okay, here comes the other one. Having a look at the facade of the building. And there's another one walking down this way. Okay, so they're looking at the top of the... Oh, there looks like there's a branch down on top of the building, yeah. So yeah, so he's got a job for Hydro. So yeah, they're assessing the damage, and they're talking with the residents, making sure they're okay, I'm sure, and also giving them whatever information they can about the overall situation. So definitely a fair bit of damage here on Melrose above Sherbrooke and N.D.G. So this little video camera, well, mirrorless camera, Sony A5000, you know, basically middle of the road Sony mirrorless camera. Not the best by any means, but in the middle of the pack. I'm actually pretty happy with its quality at the moment. It's doing a good job in low light situation. There are other cameras that are supposed to do better, but this is good enough, I would say. Oh, looks like there's a... Okay, yeah. Thought, yeah, so there's a branch down on a parked car. I can see that in front of the white car. Basically, the car's covered in a branch from the look of things. And let's just have a look around here. There seemed to be something on the roof of this building. And police company, I think, yeah, we've got enough coverage of this situation. Let's just get the focus here. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're going, okay, so we got some people coming up the street. Looks like a couple of people walking up. Looks like somebody's got a little pet. Okay. Oh, c'est un enfant, ok. Oui, c'est... regarde la branche là qui est verticale, c'est sur un fil électrique. Ouais. Surtout avec le bébé.
Oh non, j'ai pas l'intention. Maybe we should.
Ah, you live here?
Well, no, but
No, we're not far.
not far.
Right, you're just having a look-see, in other words. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot worse than I expected.
Yeah, have you seen Girard Park yet?
Yeah, it's devastating.
But just the front of it, you know, like the back end of it, the park's okay. It's just like right by Sherbrooke.
Right, right.
No, it's completely devastating. Good night.
Good night. You don't mind being on YouTube?
Oh.
So, yeah, a couple walking the dog, bringing the child along, just having a look at, and here's some more people showing up. So, anyhow, they could see that I was filming. They didn't seem concerned about that. So, got another couple of people coming by here. So, yeah, but I think they can't really get very far with that tape. I think the only way they'd be allowed to go further, perhaps, is if they were residents and could show that they had a reason. Even then, maybe not. You know, if there's, it probably is reasonably safe. There's probably no power. There's probably no risk of electrocution. But nonetheless, I don't know whether the firemen would make arrangements to allow people to go further up past the barriers at this point in time. So yeah, we got 15 minutes worth of raw video here, so I think we're going to pack it up. But again, we're north of Sherbrooke on Melrose in N.D.G. and the power is definitely out here. I don't know if that crane truck's got anything to do with dealing with the situation or not, but it might, or not. But yeah, I think we're just going to wrap up this segment of raw video and see what else we can find.